Hello, you beautiful people. So this is take two of my stream, trying to get it to acknowledge that I am in fact streaming and hopefully broadcast to you all. So let's see how we get on. I hope you've had a wonderful week, and for those who celebrate it, I hope you have got all that you hoped for and that you had a wonderful time with your family. So let's see if I can use YouTube Studio to view my live stream. Because it'd be great if I could be able to see all the comments and everything, see my chat without going through. Well, it doesn't look like I can, so I'm going to just click on here using my own personal channel. By the way, yeah, how has your week been? I hope it's been well. Mine's been really good, so a lot of time spent with family, which I always enjoy. Um, and then just used quite a lot of the time on the standard days to sort things out, the odd bits of DIY and clearing out, clutter and stuff like that. Been toying around with LumaFusion, sort of getting to better grips with that, so I quite enjoy it. And just looking at gadgets, really. I kind of like these shiny things, so that's one of the things that I've been doing this week. But my idea for the stream today is that what you often see on my streams are me composing the shots and nothing else, because I do all my editing on my mobile afterwards, and I'm going to see if I can actually get finished results, so finished pictures on here, so that all I'll need to do when I uh, download these pictures is to crop them for Instagram when I upload those pictures. So that's my cunning plan. That's what I'm going to try. And of course, we're going to continue with the game. Now, I must warn you that the section of the game I'm playing could possibly be uncomfortable for some people. There are some subjects that will be broached in this game um, that, as I say, may not be for everyone. So just be aware of that. So first things I need to do is go to photo mode, go all the way across and drop film grain, because I like to have full quality in there. So these are the controls that I'm going to be using. So we have depth of field, which I normally do. That's part of the composition. I'm going to see if I can overcome the lack of contrast. That's going to be an interesting one. So I'm going to be using brightness, sharpness, saturation. I'm going to be using the filters, including the intensity, vignette, which is something I often do on the phone, so I have no idea what this one's like. Frames I will not be using, nor logos, and I'll be using lighting, which, to be quite honest, isn't that different to my normal photos. So that is the plan for this stream. Because what I enjoy doing in these streams is to set up a thing. And the idea is to challenge myself to become a better virtual photographer by learning the controls and limiting myself to a particular thing so I can practice it and get better at them. But this one, I didn't want to take a particular photo type. I didn't want to just focus on a particular visual pattern. I just wanted to take photos, and from the art noir style photos I was taking yesterday, sorry, I love that, the light flare. So from let's just experiment a little bit. But yes, from the film noir style pictures, I thought, yeah, let's see if I can use filters and just use the controls within in the game to get the pictures that I'm looking for. So I want to double check that I did pick note. So that didn't happen. Didn't save, sorry. So let's get some bullets and let's do a little bit of crafting. So we've got all of those that I need. I'm going to use a Molotov so that I can pick up this bottle and that cloth. I don't actually want to use a Molotov. Although they can be very useful, as you would have seen in my previous stream. And if there's anything you would like me to take a picture of, or if you have any ideas for my next stream, what theme I should, or challenge I should have in my next stream, then please feel free to comment. I will give you the heads up now. When I take a picture, I'm starting a thing where I'm naming them, instead of expressing what visual patterns in there or so on forth. And I'm going to ask you guys to name the pictures. Oh, there's one there as well. Didn't quite get the headshot. Got it then. So I'm trying to use the post. So I was hoping, I'm pretty sure there is a button or something to change the shoulder that I look over, but I really don't recall what that is. Now what I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to limit how much of myself is exposed to the person who hid down here. Wow. I am obviously very, very rusty at this. I didn't think my health was that low. Oh my days. It is fairly. Right, matey boy. You are very much gonna get a kneecap. I got her. No, it only has one way through, and it's just here. So while I get used to these controls and using the gun again, because I've not been doing that. I've been playing Gotham Knights this week, which is quite an entertaining game. I mean, it's quite early days for me to give you a true verdict, but it's no Batman game. The fighting seems slightly different, but generally, it's a really good little game. A nice little concept to it as well. I mean, as I say, I've not got into it truly. So there's a functionality in it that I haven't utilised yet. Well, I haven't unlocked yet. So I'm hoping it will prove to be a really good game. Right, now I don't believe I can go out there, so if they've dropped any ammo, I'm not going to be able to pick it up. Nope. But let's continue exploring. A little listen. I don't hear anything. I may have got them all. Let's have a look at this shiny thing. It's a bottle. Don't care about that. Very useful for stealth, don't get me wrong, but not something I'm particularly looking for in this situation. And I've already got a brick, so I'm fine. Right, I'm quite happy with this area. I'm going to go through here and see if there's any collectibles. Bar that bottle, because I really don't care. I'm trying... Well, I'm looking around to see if there are anything that would make an interesting photo, but I'm not going to try and force a shot. I rather like those doors. I think they're quite attractive. Whether they'd make a good picture... Well, we could do the old Art Noir style. If the light played, which it doesn't. So, see that a bit further. Maybe raise it a little bit more. And I have to remember I'm not going to be editing this, or apart from a potential crop, but that's only for Instagram. So I do need to make sure that I am using... What am I stuck on? The rule of thirds. So we could... That's quite nice, but again I appear to be stuck on something. So we're not going to quite get the angle I'm looking for from that distance, so we're going to have to be a little bit up close and personal. So, first of all, let's choose a filter. Now, blue is quite good if you want it to be a negative emotion. That's really good if you want it to be happy. Blue would be more applicable, being that she's walking around with a gun and she's got a rather worried look on her face. Vibrant, not what I'm going for. Noir, did that last week. Blue-orange, all the rage at the moment. Whereas really, all it seems to do is add negative dehaze on it. Or just adds haze on it. Let's just straighten that out a little bit. I was using the door frame to straighten it, which would be about there. Although the door doesn't look straight when I do that, so let's use the center one, which is that, so I am straight. Again, I want a slightly shallower angle on it. No, I'm not feeling the blue-orange. What does sepia do at a lower level? So that's without. You can see it just adds a little bit more depth to the wood. More than anything else, I'd say that is. And then the sepia starts to creep in. And I'm wondering if I combine that with a brightness, drop the saturation. No, not that much. I was seeing if I could get a bit of a dreamy look about it. Maybe drop the sharpness, which does sort of work. Drop a bit more colour. No, I need a bit more colour. That's all right, but I think the brightness is too extreme. So maybe 65. That's okay, but I'm going to look at other filters. Vintage, Beast, Terminated. I don't know what they mean by gridlocked. We'll run with it. Black light. Don't need that. Blood. Inferno. Pardon me. That needs to be dropped a fair bit. So I tend to undersaturate my pictures. As you can tell by the 16. I like it. What I try and do is I drop the saturation, mainly in the oranges, when I feel that the skin tone is a little bit too much in the computer game. Because you need it to be very saturated because it makes your character stand out. But for a photo, I try and get it a little bit more realistic. Which is why I go for looks like this. I'm going to take the grid off and hide the menu. I'm quite happy with that look. Why does a door frame look off in compared to the actual door? So that door that's about straight. But yeah, if you see it, almost looked like it was leaning backwards. But either way, that's the first photo just using photo mode. I'm quite happy with that. It was an interesting filter choice, but I feel that it works. These things always make me worried simply because of the noise it makes.
Keeping you alive here. There you go. There you
go. This is really where the viewer discretion starts. I seriously doubt any of you have ever experienced cannibalism or been exposed to it, but either way, it gets a bit uncomfortable from here onwards.
How are you feeling?
Super.
Here.
Probably wouldn't eat that.
You should eat. I know you're hungry. You've been out for quite some time.
What is it?
It's deer.
Is some human helping on the side?
No. No, I promise. It's just the deer meat.
You're a fucking animal.
It's awfully quick to judgment. Considering you and your friend killed how many men?
They didn't give us a choice.
And you think we have a choice? Is that it? You kill to survive. And so do we. We have to take care of our own, by any means necessary.
So now what? You gonna chop me up into tiny pieces?
I'd rather not. Please tell me your name.
You're so full of shit.
On the contrary, I've been quite honest with you. Now I think it's your turn the only way I'm gonna be able to convince the others.
Convince them of what?
That you can come around. You have heart. You're loyal. And you're special.
Oh.
That's the other sensitive subject. Probably should have warned you about that.
You stupid little girl. You are making it very difficult to keep you alive. What am I supposed to tell the others now?
Ellie.
Kid's got
Hello,
spunk.
sir.
Hey, Ailey, how are we
Tell him
doing,
that
sir? There's a cutscene, so I'll
Ellie is
talk
the
to you in a
little
moment.
girl that broke your fucking finger.
How did you put it?
Information boo.
Tiny pieces. See you in the morning, Ellie. Ellie. Ellie.
Yeah, I'm doing really well, mate. I had a nice Christmas. Spent it with family. Been looking into AR glasses and other gadgets. I mean, more out of curiosity than a serious desire to buy them. But they've certainly got my interest. As a technology to adopt in the future, AR glasses do look very cool. And it's the whole expansion of the Samsung Dex, which is what got me onto that. But yeah, been just relaxing more than anything else. Had a little go in Gran Turismo 7 in VR with a full steering wheel setup, so I really enjoyed that. Went out on Boxing Day, took loads of photographs. Might have been a little bit too drunk to be in control of a camera, but even so, I got some fairly good results. So I rather enjoyed that. But how about you? Did you have a good Christmas?
He.
My guy. Actually, I don't think I've ever looked in this house. Most likely isn't anything in here, but I suspect there may be hidden around somewhere
I got some cloths and money. Pretty
Ah,
satisfied.
that's decent, mate. That is good. We're doing the present thing tomorrow because my brother was with his with his in-laws. It's not sister-in-law, his wife's parents. So we're getting together tomorrow. So it's almost like a Christmas part 2. Should be quite nice. Now these are always nice shots. I'll set him up slightly to the right, I think. I'll let him catch his breath. Oh, it's not letting me. So I do need to be a bit closer. I'll go and set him. I just can't quite get it right. Because with the the grid, the rule of thirds, you don't necessarily have to be on one of the intersections. It's always a strong point to put someone on one of these, because for some reason they, in your mind, you associate it as a strong point, a strong position. So you will notice something in one of those areas. And oh, this is an interesting setup, because to balance it, I've got the tree in the top right intersection, the mountain in the top left, the subject, which is Joel, in the bottom right, and then nothing in the bottom left. I mean, there's some rocks, so a bit of texture, but not a great deal. So, but what I'd like to do is have a little bit more intimate, and I'm actually setting him about midpoint, so his head midpoint on the right left third. So now we need to have a look at the well, we're going to reset everything and try again. So nuked was a interesting filter, but I think blue is where we want on this, just to emphasize the cold. And I don't need a great deal, maybe about there. I definitely feel it needs an increase in brightness, maybe a touch on sharpness, and then drop the saturation. Not too much, because you can see it's almost getting a green hue. It almost looks like nighttime now, which is not what I need. Which may be that the filter's too strong, but it's only on 9. So I think we're fine there. So we can just bring a bit more colour into it. Let's have a look at that. The genes, the genes aren't too extreme. The hand is a little bit pink, but we can get away with that because it's cold. I don't feel it's particularly balanced. So we're going to drop down a bit more. Although the problem with that, I'm trying not to cut out the feet and give him a little bit of space, but not too much. It doesn't need a great deal because he's looking forward, and it's more comfortable to see where a person is looking. So I feel that still works. He's still on the third, so it's a strong position, but the mountain isn't dominated by him. I'm tempted to add a little bit more filter. I'm going to hide the menu while I do that. And what I'm looking at when I'm setting this is actually the snow in the shadow. So not so much on the tree, but in the ground. Because if you look on the extreme, not really a fan of that. It's too much. I want it to look quite clean. But still in the shadows have hints of blue. So that's where I'm aiming for. 15. There we go. I'm just looking around. It's almost given a bit of a silvery effect to the sky. So I'm going to just grab that picture. And then before I go, adjust these so they don't affect my decision making when it comes to the next picture. So let's go and save Ellie.
Ellie! Where'd she run off to?
That is a good looking house. Trying to see if I can make it an interesting picture out of that. And it really only stands out because it's blue against an orange background. And that's the opposite colours on the colour spectrum, the colour wheel, sorry.
Over there.
Oh my days, I cannot catch a break. Okay, right away. Do the old chicken dance. Because poor Joel really has had a bit of a hard time of things. So we need to get his health up. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. We have the scope. We just need talent now. Which is a little harder. And there were two men down here. I think by the breath there's one there, and then there's one around here somewhere. But am I going to get out of cover to check them? Hell no. I just need to get enough cover, but I still need to see this person, because if they move and try and flank me, I would not be a happy bunny. Although I think we're all camping, so I will take the initiative. Which quite often proves to be not my finest hour. But it's always an idea to move around. Take your shot and move, as one of my viewers suggested. I can see the breath, I cannot see the source. And I've just remembered, I've taken 2 pictures and did not ask you guys to name it. So I must remember to do that next one. Stay in the cover, but I cannot see. I may be able to sneak up on them, because that'd be a far better option than shooting them, which is loud. Well, I never. I've been fooled. And now I'm in a very precarious situation, so we're going for a shotgun. Where on earth did they go? I mean, that must have been, instead of smoke, that, or breath, that must have been just snow being caught by the wind. Okay, this is okay. Quite happy with that. So there's one person down there. I'm gonna explore slightly. So because I shot a few people and I'm hoping they've dropped me some goodies. I was really tempted to look in there, but first things first. I do not see any bodies. Oh, of course they were actually in this area. So there was one person up here. Where was the second? There. Okay. Knew it was worth it. Oh, I've only got one bullet there, so it would be safer to change to shotgun. What I'll attempt to do, and it is much harder on humans, but to sneak up on them. Because I think the grunting is there. And the risk is the other person may come back. I know, but he who dares wins. I feel that this is a better position as long as Matey Boy isn't going all the way around the house. Cannot see anyone. Well, technically hear them. Ah, so sneaking on this one may not be an option. We'll see. 'Cause it looks like they will both converge at the same point. So that's their circuit. Again, he who dares. Oh dear.
Whoa. Hey! Dead asshole! Where is she? One way or another, you gotta tell me!
Any bullets would be greatly appreciated. Most certainly taking that. So these guys only have handguns, which I'm perfectly comfortable with because I have a shotgun. But at range, ha! Just wasted a bullet then. Well, technically 3. But we got the job done in the end. That's the main thing. And I believe this building would actually make a very interesting picture that doesn't require Joel. Well, let's see. We'll just put him on the bottom third, so he sort of features in it. I want the flag in there. I'm going to set the depth of field. I'd much rather it be quite far away. Let's increase the intensity. We want a bit of blur. And the flag being the most interesting part to me. I'm going to drop the intensity and I'm looking at the front of the building for this. And now we need to bring a little bit more detail back to Joel. So I'm looking at him. Because I don't particularly want him in focus. But I don't want him too blurred either. Bit of snow's in there. So I'm quite happy from that composition. Let's have a look at the filters. No. Let's try the blue and orange. We are going to keep it quite extreme, actually. 'Cause I rather liked how it affects the wood at the front of the building, so the part nearest to us. And I'm going to drop the saturation just slightly. So 22. Brightness. I'm just experimenting at the moment. Let's look at bright. The snow just blows the picture out, unfortunately. And we don't have things like the highlights and so on, so can't repair that so much. So we definitely need to go to sub 50. And it's odd, I've dropped the saturation and now I'm introducing some colour back by dropping the brightness. When you use contrast, if you ever get into photo editing, one thing to be aware of is as you increase the contrast in a picture, you, your saturation goes up with it. So it's always an idea to, once you've set your contrast, because you should always be doing your lights first. So you drop all colour out, so it's black and white. You do all your lighting, all of the corrections there, and as I say, you put your contrast in, and then set your saturation point so that you're... Well, I might as well just demonstrate. I mean, it is challenging, being that I don't have contrast, I don't have highlights, I don't have whites, blacks, shadows, so on and so on. But I can get the sort of look I'm going for. I'm toying between 45 and 46 in the black and white thing. I'm wondering, is that actually affecting it? It is. Well, I never. Okay, so in this game, the filter still applies even when it's in black and white. So now I need to adjust the brightness. And I think 46. I'm definitely happy with how that works. So I'm going to reintroduce the saturation. Simply because I've completely forgotten what I had set the filter at. And it's barely noticeable difference. There's just more of a richness in the wood that I'm looking at between the two of them, like between the 16 and 17. I'm just settling on what I enjoy. Excuse me a second. My breath actually caught in my throat then. Right, so now let's apply the filter. So that's too much blue. So I'm dropping it back. Because again, I like how the orange affects the wood. But I don't want it too cold in image. So I find where I'm at, I like the wood at the front, and then I look at the white part of the building and the snow and finding the area that I want. Vignette, let's experiment with that. So it is quite strong. So what vignette does is it almost creates a barrier round the outside. So its intention is to focus your eye in the subject at hand, and it sort of stops your eyes from exiting the picture, i.e. losing interest and moving on. And I'll just turn the vignette off. So you've got things like the trees above the building which lead out of the top of the frame. You have, although it breaks within the sky, you have the branches in the top right hand side. You have the, I'm going to assume is a hut leading out on the right. You have that on the left as well. That's all leading your eye out of the picture. So you apply the vignette, and I very sparsely use it. And I mainly do it by feel than anything else, because as you notice, it does make it, this is a very extreme filter by the way, but it does darken the image greatly. So I think just two. Let's decrease this. So I want some of the top of the screen in shadow as well. Now to counteract the darkness of that, I'm just going to adjust the lighting a bit more. because I want your eyes to keep within the frame, but I also don't want it to look like nighttime because it's dusk, effectively. Maybe dawn. I don't know when you woke up. So, this is the picture I'm going to take, and I would like someone to come up with a name for it. If you have any ideas, please put it into the chat, and that's what the picture will be called. And while you're thinking of that, I'm just going to take the screenshot. And carry on. I've got these guys. Did I kill anyone else? I'm just doing this while you're hopefully thinking of a name. Because I know there's a delay between stream and the actual game that I'm playing. Nothing in here. And it doesn't matter if you don't. I can always think of one.
How about Snowbound?
Oh, I like that. And welcome to the stream, Richard. Thanks for joining. Always a pleasure, my guy. Snowbound. We'll have that. So how's your week been? Oh, excuse me a second. Nothing here.
Crap.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. At least it's the weekend now. Can only get better. Actually, let's see if we can check that house first. So was it really busy at work or something? Can't do that. Can't do that. That's max. Can do this. Need to scratch my nose. Full health, always a good thing. Check for pendants. Let's move on.
Gotcha, asshole. Finish him off. Hold him still. Oh, shit.
Yeah, in situations like this, a kick in the nads is perfectly acceptable. It's life or death.
It just has I'm watching your stream.
Ah, too kind, my guy.
You wait here.
Let the cutscene play out.
The girl. Is she alive? What girl? I don't know no girl. Fuck! Focus right here, right here. I'll pop your goddamn knee off. The girl. She's alive. She's David's newest pet. Where? In the town. In the town. Now you're gonna mark it on the map. And it better be the same exact spot your buddy points to. Mark it. It's right there. You can verify it. Go ask him. Go on. I tell you.
Oh god, I cough so much my eyes are stinging.
man. He told you what you wanted. I ain't telling you shit.
That's all right. I believe him.
No, wait!
Wakey, wakey. Come on.
Let's go! Stop!
Yes, it was not that busy, not really worth coming into work.
Oh, that makes it worse.
I warned you.
I'm infected! I'm infected!
Really?
So are you. Right there. Roll up my sleeve. Look at it!
I'll play along.
What'd you say? Everything happens for a reason, right?
What the hell is that? She would have turned by now. It can't be real.
Looks pretty fucking real to me.
Grab the... Oh, well. Oh, she has her own knife, it's fine. I tell you now, there's a very good chance I will die a lot in this area.
Where you going, Ellie?
Away from you, asshole. And by a lot, I mean a lot.
I need a gun.
Yes, you do. And I see something shiny over here.
Okay. I can do this.
I'm always worried about things like this because, of course, they make a noise. Pardon me. There's someone. There's two others.
Infected. What? The girl. She's infected and she got out.
There's always a blizzard when you don't want one.
I know, right? But hopefully, I'll use it to my advantage.
We're gonna find that girl. We're gonna kill her.
Oh my god. I'll take the kids to the shelter.
Go.
Okay, so he's... I definitely saw someone come this way. This person's outside by the looks of it. So I think this is my best option, as long as I'm not surprised in here. So where did they go? Well, this looks like a safe area then, so I'm going to see if I can find anything before moving on. So I cannot come... Oh, jeez. Ah, free delivery of a new gun. See, these people aren't so bad. It's nice little...
Watch your six, they'll try to flank you.
Ah, 100%. There's a chance... Oh! There's someone there and they're looking this way, so that does make me a little bit worried. But we got a gun. Ah! And they have helmets. Okay. That doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. Health does. Oh. Damn. Did not intend to do that. Did intend to do that, though. Okay. So that seems to be this lot, but did anyone drop anything of use? Some more bullets, that's good. So I've only got 3, but that will do. Hopefully. We collected this, guys. Let's have a little look around. As I say, I will most likely die a lot here. It is a very challenging area. And of course I'm going to go for Blizzard. Photo. Has to be done. So can I set up the rule of thirds on there? No, so I'm going to have to go for a central shot to get the distance that I'm looking for. That's quite a good contrast. But a bad location. Because really we need something to... Because I was hoping those flags would do it, but you need something to sort of like be fluttering that way. Well, the other way. To look like it's an extreme blizzard. Similar to that banner at the top. So I'm going to see if I can work with these. Probably something like that. Going for the old 45-degree up. Yeah, I can't get any deeper than that, I don't believe. I'd love it if I could capture that as well, but the road is in the way. So now I'm just going through the flakes. I don't want to obscure her too much. Oh, that's kind of interesting actually. So again, I'm going to just reset that. Reset the filter, and let's see. Oh, and the vignettes. And let's see what we can do with these. I mean, that most certainly wouldn't work.
There's
It's
some bad light.
100%. But that's because I had the vignette on there. Because sepia and warm, they would just make it look like a more like a desert type scene. That's interesting. Give it a bit of an unusual feel to it. It's a bit of a dust cloud effect. But if we can apply it quite subtly, somewhere around there. Now there's a little bit of noise. So if you look in the shadow that's just below the banner, you'll see almost like a rainbow effect in there. I don't know if you can see on this. It doesn't appear so much on the stream, but I can see this. I mean, I'm hoping the drop in saturation will help. No, it still looks really dirty. But we're going to stick with it. going to increase the brightness a touch. But I'm not too keen on the beast one. Gridlocked works quite well. Blacklight is a little too dark, considering I've just adjusted the...
No, I can't see it.
No. Oh, that's good. Trinity. There's not really enough colour to work with that, but Pusher I like. I'm going to drop its intensity quite low. Where's the saturation at? 18. So I'm going to stick at 17. Do I need to adjust the brightness a little? Because I do feel that vignette is needed. Again, drop the intensity a lot. Let's stick at 2%. Actually, just to see where it is. It's got quite a nice feather effect on this. Now let's drop the intensity. It's not taking up so much of the screen, but still focusing, because she's quite a small subject in this image. I'm thinking 3 is where we're going with this. So let's hide the menu. So look at the grid. She's still slightly higher. Because her hand is the main feature, so I want to make her as central as possible in the image. Simply because that's the most powerful position in a picture, any photo. Which is why the majority of us, when we're just taking snaps, for example, we always frame whatever we want the picture to be in the middle of the frame. So it's a very valid technique. A lot of photographers will say they should use rule of thirds, of Fibonacci, or the golden ratio, sorry, or like the diagonals or something like that. But that works. Oh, and you've also got the triangles. There's loads of different rules, ways to split up your screen like this. But there is nothing wrong with using a central composition when it works. And I feel with the vignette, it works with this picture. So all that leaves is for you guys to name it. If you can think of anything, please put it in the comments. I have ideas if you don't, so don't worry about it. If you can't think of anything, but I like this to be an interactive stream, so please feel free to come up with any name that pops into your head. Little listen. So I checked the first room, I've checked that one. There's nothing in there. I believe that's the way to go, because game logic, light the way, excuse me. But I just want to see if any of these other shops contain anything.
Snowblind.
Snowblind. There we are. Thank you. Appreciate that. So yeah, for those who don't know, I tend to put the finished picture before the clip. And yeah, I've started asking you guys to name them. So that's where I'm going to be putting these names. So when it comes across with the name of it, it will be Snowblind. That's if I choose this picture. I don't tend to use all of the photos that I take in this because it'd just be too long a video. I mean, it's just a highlights video. So, I'm not going to go full length. I don't think many people would appreciate it. Okay, let's see their patterns. So, that one's looking away. They're both looking in opposite directions. That's always good. I'm just going to sneak here and have a better scout of their patterns. Glad I did. Because if this one comes all the way here, then that's a nice out-of-the-way place to dispose of them. Oh, that's even better. Any bullets? Yes. Some of that. Right, where's this friend? So I don't want to come up these steps and then be face to face with the enemy. There. So they're quite far away. They'll be coming through that door, I'd imagine. So I want to be here. Oh, it's coming around here. Oh, really? Cannot catch a break. What's that? What have I got? Yeah, swap. If you want to distract someone, you want it to be loud. Okay, let's search this guy. Which is good. Let's search the area. So there is somewhere down here. So let's see if they've got anything of interest. Ooh. This may not work.
Church bell should mask the sound of your gunfire.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping. Okay. Will this allow me to get the shot I'm looking for? No. Okay. Because what I was hoping to do was to be able to get a shot of her through that window. But it's not going to allow that. So let's try the next best thing. And it's just a simple framing technique. That's all it is. I do need to be a bit closer than that. Not that close. Come on now. Oh, that's a bit extreme, isn't it? I'm wondering why. I want that middle ground, but that's not quite working. I wonder if I can go a bit higher. Can't. They say it's custom, but it's not at all. I rather like that though. That's kind of cool. Do I need all of it? No, I think I can get some of them masked by... Nope. I'm trying to hide her slightly from view. If this orbital mode will play nice. I think that's the best I'm going to get. Oh, come on. About there.
Did you off Cannibal Boy?
No. No, he's still about. So I managed to stab his friend and get away, so he didn't shoot me, but he is still here. No, we're not going to muck around with chromatic aberration. Now, I want an unusual look for this. I still think Beast is a little too extreme. Terminated could work. It's more of a aqua than a blue. Tempted with noir, to be quite honest. But I don't think that is available. Blood's kind of cool. Inferno is not. Nuked, not so much. Trinity, again, there's just not enough colour in the scene for that to work. Pusher, no. Demons, no. Drug Zone, no. Moonlight, maybe. I'm keeping it quite extreme at the moment because I'm going to drop the saturation again. I'm looking at the maximum height signs at the top. I don't need too much colour in that. Let's have a look at the vignette. Let's reset that tab because I was making it quite difficult to judge. Make sure, film grain was on. Does catch me. I'm going to increase the sharpness because I want a strong outline round Ellie. I mean, you won't be able to tell it is Ellie, but you need it to be very clear that it's a human subject, so I want sharp outlines round the character. Depth of field. So let's find where Ellie is. So I was obviously too far. There's Ellie. Drop that a touch. And it's just enough to thin out the snow more than anything else. And I do apologise with the challenge of this theme of doing everything in photo mode so that all I do post stream is crop the image. It is a slower process, especially with the tools available in this particular photo mode. Does make it slightly challenging. I'm gonna adjust the roll somewhat as well. Maybe not so extreme. Just enough to make it a more interesting picture. Because it's already tilted backwards, which makes it slightly strange. I don't like the position that she is in the rule of thirds, so I'm at least going to put her on the center line, even though she's slightly below the horizontal. And the background to the top is not really interesting enough for doing that, but as you saw at the start, I had a lot of trouble with setting up this shot. So I don't wish to mess up the alignment that I have now, although I probably do need to. I do need to. If I can't go down, I need to rotate slightly. Make sure she is central. Ah. So, zooming out as much as I can so that I can get her closer to the center, which has changed the composition an awful lot. So I think I do need to zoom in more. There's basically no avoiding it. Without a true free rein camera, you have to work with what you have. So I'm going to hide that, hide the grid. Just going to look at it.
Sometimes it works out for you and sometimes not.
Yes. If there's obstacles in the way, it really creates a challenge for me. Because it, excuse me, it keeps doing that quick zoom in, zoom out thing. And while I'm describing this, if anyone can think of a name for this picture. And so it almost puts you off recentering or readjusting. I mean, other things I would like to do, what I would really have liked to do is to either place her on the left third or the right third. I probably would have gone with the right third to make it more interesting. So, but as you can see, it just does that. It really does limit me. So that puts me off trying. And then you start to zoom out. And then it comes to extreme in, like that. So yes, it is most certainly with challenges. I mean, one thing to always keep an eye on is how you've set your depth of field. I mean, field of view, sorry. Because sometimes you can make adjustments when that's cranked all the way to 1, which is
A
zoomed
highlight
into the
from a
max.
distance.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, we're sticking with that. That is cool. So, we're just going to take this. Because I think it still works as an image. It's a little bit too dark though, thinking about it, so we just need a slight adjustment to the brightness and the vignette. And let's take that again. I really like that name, that was cool. Right, so we've done that lap, we've got that gun. Let's carry on our merry little way. Hopefully Matey Boy over there drops something. Yes, that's what we like. Again, have an explore. See if there is anything worth picking up. Do not need a bottle. Can I climb through that? No. Ah, gaming logic. Show you a window for a very easy way out of the bad situation. Oh, this is a track for someone. They climbed up there for some reason. Oh no, it was him. Okay, so we are safe to use this route.
Thank you, I try.
Hey, you do well.
This place is a damn maze.
Credit where credit is
Sorry
due.
I cannot watch the stream today.
Not a problem, London. Thanks for coming along. Can you just do me a favour and put your channel in, you know, the at Sonic Plays? No, sorry, Shadow Plays in the chat before you go. But thanks for checking in anyway. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so Shadow Plays, he's a streamer as well, so on YouTube, so please follow him, give him a like.
At Shadow Plays.
Good, thank you. Oh. Sorry, at Shadow Plays. The link didn't work by the looks of it. Just says, oh, it's probably because I'm a I'm going to try myself. I'm probably a moderator. So see if it works if I do it. Nope, that just gives me the
Shadow
option
Plays.
to remove. But either way, I really found it quite difficult to find Shadow Plays, but we've got it in chat, so we will give that a try. Right, let's carry on the game. But thank you very much again for dropping by. I really appreciate it, London. Absolutely lovely person. Well worth checking out. Before I go in there, though, let's have a look down here.
Bye.
Maga, see you later. And Happy New Year for when it happens. Didn't actually realise London was still here when I was saying all that. It's always embarrassing to compliment someone in front when they're still here. But I do mean it. Lovely person. So let's have a look through here first. I wonder why I couldn't find them.
What if you fight them? Relax, not fighting anybody. I'm saying we could have a real situation.
I'll look out for it.
Ah, yeah. I think it'd be worth it. I couldn't find them, but that's why I asked them to do the at shout out, because oh, sugar.
Anything?
I came across quite a few Shadow Plays.
What? What is it?
You ain't shit here.
Good. Let's get on with it then.
Oh, damn. Oh, no. We made it. That's cool. Can I get through here? Yes, I can.
Don't lose her!
Already lost me. I am ninja.
Not here. Come on, let's keep searching.
Another thing to look out for on the internet, you can't do it on YouTube, is Ninja, the little ninja. That was a great little series. And it was just a few artists made their own little animation. It's all independent. Well worth a watch. I certainly enjoyed it. But then I love ninjas and samurai and stuff like that. Oh, sugar. Okay, so I need to be on this corner, I think.
Where the fuck are you?
Oh well, gotta go noisy.
Pay for this, you little...
Ah. Pay for nothing. Okay, I think it's safe to say that's all of them. But they do seem to be a little bit sparse on the ammo now. Which is a challenge. So this is effectively my last... I suppose you can't really call it a clip because it's a 6-shooter. Or clip or mag or anything like that. I don't know what you would call it, but either way, I've only got 6 bullets. And a whole lot of bad guys. And a frog in my throat. By the way, I have you lovely people to keep me company, so life is good.
Where do I go?
If you're interested, I need to go that way. But I want to explore a little bit.
It's so damn cold.
This is just something I do. Again, challenging photo mode with the damn orbital. The very unpredictable orbital. So, come on now. Naughty Dog, you should have done better. You certainly could have done better.
I do enjoy your stream.
Oh, thank you so much. Genuinely appreciate that. Because it's one of those things, it's such a niche theme to a stream, that I do worry that it's not particularly that interesting to anyone who's not interested in photography. So to hear you say that, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I certainly enjoy doing it, and chatting to everyone and just sharing my passion for photography. Because I definitely would consider myself more of a virtual photographer than an actual photographer. I do take photos in real life, but I wouldn't say I'm particularly great at it, because I'm still learning an awful lot with it. Oh, very interesting. I want this to be rather stark looking, so I'm trying to increase the contrast, and the purple seems to be working fairly well with that. I'm not too sure. So I can use brightness to increase the contrast. Let's adjust the colour somewhat. Because I almost want it to be washed out. Sort of like that, but the brightness is too much. Could drop the sharpness a lot. Definitely needs a roll. And there. More extreme than that. So that's standard. But I'm thinking, get her, Ellie, cat's mother, get Ellie looking upright. With the building tilt and everything, I think that makes it quite interesting. I think a strong vignette on this as well will work. So quite narrow, and then drop it massively. Okay, so I can't do that much. And
I've seen your photos, they're very good.
Oh, thank you so much. They are generally quite edited. I mean, generally all I do is I crop, and I mainly do corrections. So I may drop the highlights a little bit to bring out more detail, or raise the shadows to do the same. I may, quite often, I will adjust the roll on it as well. So the rotation, simply because I just didn't get the camera quite right. But I'm certainly learning. I'm definitely enjoying the experience. And when the lighting is right, I do have a lot of fun with it. Let's have a look at that. Well, again, if you can think of a name, shout it out. But otherwise, that's a wrap. So let's carry on with the game. I'm just looking, just in case there are the pendants. I seriously doubt fireflies came here. And if they did, they didn't have a good experience. Oh, we can go that way. Haha. Let's... While we're here, we'll have a look. So, Todd. I'd imagine that was... Oh, there's a way in. To a heavily populated area, I'd imagine, but let's do this. If I'm right... things will get very uncomfortable for a moment, so it never actually happens, but it certainly implies something. So if you are of a sensitive nature regarding adults and children, that's all I'm going to say, you may want to say your goodbyes now. But otherwise, we're going to have ourselves a fight. Well, we're going to check the area first, see if there's anything interesting photo-wise. Because now we're indoors, we can actually utilize some of these filters a little better. And I believe there's a certain point in which I'll kick everything off, and so we can move around freely and have a bit of an explore. Certainly look for things like this. Always useful. When we are in need, he shall provide. They're Christians, by the way, this whole community.
I don't like the look of this.
It's cool, don't get me wrong. It is a good battle that's about to happen. But yeah, it's a slightly uncomfortable subject near at the end of this fight. That's all. Okay, so let's just reset these. Depth of field is already off. Let's have a look. No, it's not actually. Place her on the third. We definitely want this sign in there. She's not quite face palming. There's no way I can get that face palm in there anyway, but I rather liked it. I'm going to get rid of the grid and actually look at this. Because originally I liked these signs here. But the composition doesn't work. And again, I'm not going to force a picture. Excuse me. Isn't it annoying when you've got something caught in your throat? Which is why we have water. Thinking about it, I've been talking an awful lot and drinking very little. Silver Lake tradition since Todd's is always all beef, no bull. Love that. Yeah, I don't really
Is there someone called pedophile in this?
Yes. Yes, there is. So that's why I thought I'd give a little bit of a warning before anyone watches.
You're easy to track.
And here is Peter.
How did you do it? It's all right. There's nowhere to go. You want out? You're gonna have to come get these keys.
Mm-hmm. After you took my gun.
I know you're not infected. No one that's infected fights this. Oh no.
So.
Ah, the art of distraction.
Yep.
So what is it, Ellie? I gotta admit, had me back there.
Definitely have to choose your...
You shook.
Let's go high. Zoom out a bit because I want to have that lantern in the shot. Because of course this photo mode won't allow that. So I want to use it as almost a framing mechanism. But it doesn't quite want to play that way. I don't even know where it's gone now. But we'll use it as a leading line towards the sign, just to emphasize it. going to place him about there. Yes.
I'd smoke that fool in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but you took my gun. That's the problem. Otherwise, he'd be dead. 'Cause he's a kiddie fiddler. Okay, that is possibly the best I'm going to get. I was going to say I'm going to very delicately scoot it across, but to get him on the center line, well, kind of works. We can get away with that. I don't like the messiness at the top of the screen, but we can get away with that. So let's look at these filters a little better. I'm not going to do depth of field because I need the sign and him in there. Well, we could try, actually. So again, put it on max. To find our center point, which we want round about here. I'm going to drop that a lot. Just to set the focus. So I've got the foreground out of focus.
A Charlie Chester.
A Charlie Chester, indeed. In fact, no, I'm not going to. I was going to say I'll have that as the name of the picture, but I don't want to give any spoilers away for anyone on Instagram, so we won't call them that, or anyone checking the video out when I make it. So we won't do that. Something like that will do. I don't want the lamp too blurred. It's a bit much, but then I don't want to lose the blur on the chair, so I need to increase that distance somewhat. I think we've got it, so let's drop that a bit more. So we're on maximum there. 41 is about right, I think. Let's have a look at the filters. Not quite applicable. No, we don't want vibrance. Excuse me. Almost want the opposite of vibrance. So I'm going to keep the a little bit of noir, maybe around there. I rather like how it dulls everything. Drop the saturation. Increase the brightness. So he's still quite dark, but I'm more uncomfortable with that. Kind of want a little less saturation. Which, funnily enough, it does darken an image, but sometimes you can bring out more details in the shadows using dropping the saturations. Why? I don't know. But it does seem to work. Don't mess up my shot. Clean that up.
How about Eat at Joe's?
Yes. Love that. Eat at Joe's. So he's central. We've got the... I need that dropped a bit. Oops. We've got it in the center frame. It doesn't work too well because I wanted it on the upper third. But sort of... If we set the roof as the background to the top, we've got Ellie as the bottom and Matey Boy and the message as the middle. That works as a picture. I'm happy with the noir filter. I feel the brightness may be a little too much if you look at the left-hand edge, because you don't want that too much because it leads the eye out of the frame. But being that I'm about to apply vignette, we're kind of cool with that. I'm happy with the 50% because I'm really going to drop that. I mean, as you can see, the lights, the window isn't as bright now, so that works quite well. I do need to increase the brightness. So as a result of that, I need to adjust the intensity of the vignette. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce vignette, as it says there. I'm sure it's vignette or vignette. My French is very, very rusty. But I feel that that has the desired effect. So eating at Joe's.
My fate.
Okay.
Only for a second.
Do not look around.
Oh, hey, Ellie. I'm sorry about your horse. I truly am. I hope
No, you're not. Unless you wanted to eat it. That's the only reason I can see him being sorry about it.
it's gonna be all right.
Now that is quite the knife to bring to a knife party. Probably should have ran. That's something I had forgotten.
You know, you keep surprising me. That a girl. Come out. It's a shame you wouldn't come around. But it's too late now.
Now, I'm not going direct for the kill because that would be naive.
Give up now. Promise to be quick. Promise.
I would not trust him as far as I can throw him. I don't know how you heard it.
You'll have to do better than that. Okay, then.
I have to do anything.
Say I didn't You know, I love how you think that you're better than this.
So he stole my gun.
Better than us.
He's pulled out a machete and he said he's giving me a chance. No, to be fair, he did actually give me a chance. I can't be mean. Gave me a chance to join him and his cannibal friends.
What a clever girl.
Yes.
It didn't have to be this way,
Try for the exit.
Unfortunately, he locked it. And guess where the keys are? On one of those retractable things. Where is he? Oh, I've lost him. Oh, that's never good. I mean, thankfully, he's lost me as well, but even so. Kinda need to know where he is. Aha! I see you. Sorry. Can't resist. No, I'm just using a framing technique. for this. So distance on Ellie. Slightly less intensity. We want some detail there. Tempted by the leading line, but no, I think I'm going to stick with the framing. Zoom out slightly. So she's placed there as central as I can on that leading line. I mean on the third line. Now, instead of using the frame which I originally had, I'm using the fire as a contrast to work as almost making her a silhouette. Filter-wise, no. We want to emphasize the fire, I think. Imagine blood orange would work maybe a bit better. Where we're at with saturation, I think we need to increase that a touch. It'll make it easier to work with the intensity of that. And the blue-orange idea is that it emphasizes the fire, but also allows with the blue, it also gives it that colder, sort of more suspenseful effect. Again, vignette is on. That's what it looks like without. Gonna drop. I don't want to drop it too much, actually. I quite like the idea of it being rather smoky, but being that I don't have contrast, increase the sharpness. See if that helps any. No, I still need it a little bit darker. I'm not going to drop any more than 52, actually, because I want to see what happens with the vignette. Maybe decrease that a little bit more. And then drop the intensity. Let's have a look. I don't like how I can't see her feet, so I'm just going to raise that. Why did she have to close her eyes? Because I think it's quite important in the story to feature that she's coming round a corner, but her eyes are closed. That's so frustrating. After all that. Come on, look again. Wait a minute. Let's see where Matey Boy is. So we've got most of the settings there, so that's not too bad. We do need that knife back in the shot. Which we're not going to get. But we've got our eyes open. That's something. So let's see where we can place her. Cannot get this any lower. So I'm going to try. So I've got her on the bottom third. I don't think there's anything else I can do to drop any lower. So we're going to frame her in that window. Bit dramatic, but it kind of works. At least put her on the central line.
Got to go, my phone battery is about to die.
Not a problem. Thank you so much for coming. Just so you know, I'm going to name this Flaming Joe's. But thank you again. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And I'm about to go anyway, so you're not going to miss anything. Just grabbing this shot. Let's find Matey Boy. The last sighting was over here. Now bearing in mind he can get me with one kill. So I have to place him while not stepping on any broken plates. So, you know, a little bit challenging. Why did I have to take that picture? I knew where he was. I would say shout out if you see him, but to be quite honest, there's such a delay. It wouldn't be of any benefit. I mean, I know it's pantomime season, so you can shout he's behind you if you wish. Get it out your systems. I may step on some plates just to get his attention. I'm going to give up on the listening thing though. He's obviously gone quiet. So he's waiting to ambush me, I believe. So as I said, the last time we saw him, he was here. No. Thought I saw him then. I definitely believe he's in this area here. We've got to be very careful and check all our angles.
He's behind you.
Hey! And I looked. It's like he vanished to thin air. Well, I never. I genuinely thought he was here. Whoops. Found you. Ha 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 ha.
Nice try.
Worked. I know where you are. Oh, that was close. Right. I'm actually going to leave it there. I think it's been 2 hour stream, so we are slightly late, but I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I really appreciated it. As always, I'll edit the video, hopefully get it done, hopefully tomorrow. Oh no, won't do tomorrow, maybe Sunday I'll aim for, so we'll see how we get on, and I will then get the photos onto Instagram as well, so you've got something to look at and watch before this next stream. But either way, I hope you have a lovely time. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Enjoy all your festivities. And I hope to see you in the next one. So goodbye, everyone. And Happy New Year.